Okay, so as I put the bumper on, some of you guys ask how I put the bumper on so easily. You just have to make sure that these tabs go under this little bumper support. I know a lot of people get caught up on that because it has a natural tendency to go above it, and you're gonna have a hard time fitting it if it goes above the bumper support. All right, first thing I do, I usually just line this up, the bumper with the top, just like that. And there's tabs down here. Let me adjust the camera. All right, as I'm holding the top, you just want to make sure that the tabs go under that bumper support. All right, once you do that, you can just push the whole bumper right in. This is dope. I'm really digging this. All right, so we're all set up to do this whole lead follow thing. You know, I just wanted to do this to kill time. So like I said, it's nothing fast. I don't even know if I'm gonna record it, to be honest with you. But it sure beats standing around in the cold rain looking at parked cars. No offense if you like doing that. So just filled up on a jug of E85. It's at E73 right now, which is not too bad. Should be good enough. The track is a little bit slippery, so the speeds are gonna be very, very limited. All right, so the 4 lap for the charity event is now done. Had an amazing time, even though it wasn't all that fast. I will say I am rather impressed with the Michelin PS4Ss in the rain. Those things gripped amazingly well. But yeah, PS4S is an awesome tire, especially in the wet weather. We have instructions, which I have not read yet. Oh boy. I don't know anything about stitching. So I know there is always a lot of debate whenever it comes to engine oil, which is not something I really want to debate on this channel at this time. But a lot of people had recommended against me using the stock Subaru oil filter, saying that it's basically the same filter or is manufactured by Fram, and the internals are basically the same thing as your standard orange Fram. Well, since then, I do have the stock Subaru filter, which I'm going to take out right now. It's due for an oil change. I change my oil every 3,000 miles. And I'm going to change it back to the stock Roki filter, which is the filter that came from the factory. So, and they're saying that filter is far superior than the blue oil filter that comes, or that the dealer sells you. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. As far as the oil, I will discuss oil. Actually, I really don't want to discuss oil on this channel. That always sparks a huge debate. No more stock blue filters for me. And if you guys want to see a video on a good demonstration on a whole bunch of Subaru filter cutouts where they cut open the filter, check out Mr. Subaru. I'll put a link in the description below so that you guys can see for yourself, so you guys can make your own decisions. Or if you guys want to see if I'm high on crack, then, well, just check out the video. There's a whole bunch of other videos too, but that's just one of the more significant and more detailed videos out there explaining, you know, the whole filter situation. There you go. We'll let that drain for a little bit and come back in about 30 minutes to an hour or so, because I got stuff to do. So I can see where some people have a problem with it because this little drain thing is not all the way at the bottom. So I bet you there's still a bunch of residual oil down at the bottom of the pan. And not only that, it sticks out just a little bit into the oil pan. So be curious to see about how much oil is still left in the pan. But you guys know that you can't really get all the oil out of the engine whenever you do an oil change. There's still a bunch of oil in there. Maybe I should change out the motor mounts. Now, I am in search for a new exhaust system. Now, there's nothing wrong with this exhaust system I do have on now, but I'm just looking for something a little bit more different, something that adds a little more character to the exhaust note. Now, this exhaust is very, very quiet. There's nothing wrong with it. I actually preferred a quiet exhaust before, which is one of the reasons why I do like this exhaust, but I'm looking for something a little more throatier, and I think the exhaust that I'm looking for does not exist, and I'm looking for one that sounds good, has a little bit of throatiness, but does not drone. I don't know. What do you guys think? I know you guys probably already have suggestions out there, or probably already typing your suggestions down below. But keep in mind, the car does have equal length headers. So if you have unequal length headers or header on your car, your results might be a little different than mine. But if you have experience, you have equal length headers, and you have an exhaust that sounds good, that does not drone, I'm interested to hear what you have to say. So as you guys can see, I have JDM fog bezels installed, and a few of you have mentioned that your fog bezels don't fit correctly, especially in this area right here. Well, I'm going to show you a little trick to make them fit. I don't know if they're different from the USDM version, but for some reason I had an issue with it at first. There's a little trick to making it fit correctly without having this little gap right here. So if you do a rush install, it's gonna create a gap in here, but there's a little ledge in there where this fog bezel has to go into in order for this to fit flush. All right, so taking a look at the bumper. Now, if you look at your fog bezel and you look at your bumper, the actual fog bezel has to fit inside this little notch right here. Otherwise, the fog bezel is gonna fit this way and it won't fit flush. So if I take my fog bezel right here, this is the part that has a slip into there. And a little trick you can do, you can actually pull it out just a little bit, massage it forward without breaking it, and slip it through. So I'm gonna install it. So you're gonna go on the outer end, not install it all the way. And then you're gonna make sure that you push it in to that little ledge right there. Oh shit, there's Phil. What up, bro? What's going on, man? How you doing, man? Oh, man, it's chilling. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, we're gonna knock this out real quick, man. I know you're pressed for time.
And the girl said, "You're not gonna go shooting, are you?" Like, no.
No.
But I was like, yeah.
Really not rocket science. Woo. All right, it's early in the morning. But we're heading over to Blake's house, also known as Blake's Garage. He's gonna help me out. I got caught up in a bind where my exhaust is rattling like crazy. There is a bracket that broke. It's really hard to explain. We'll show you guys when we get under the car exactly what broke. Say hello, Blake. So we got the car on the jacks right now, or stands or whatever you call it, because my exhaust, the brackets broke, and we're just here to fix it. Big thanks to Blake for helping me out while I'm 1,000 miles away from home. Yeah, here we are. Man. So Blake is the man. You guys, he's been on my channel since what, 2015? You know?
I think so.
Yeah.
When I first started doing it, I remember you kind of hit me up and were like, "Hey man, check out my video," or you said something like, "Hey, Blake's Garage," because I was like real in the corner.
Yeah.
That was like that was my first memory of mywrxchannel. So
but there you go. Check out his channel. If you want to check out his channel, awesome stuff, by the way. If you're into BMW stuff, especially, check it out. He has some old Subaru content, by the way.
Yeah, old Subaru stuff, and then what? 2018 BMW M4. I got an E30 with the S52 swap. Doing a E36 right now, so yeah.
New car.
BMW and Euro stuff. Oh, and an Audi S3 too. So
there you go.
Maybe we'll do. I don't know. Are we gonna do a video of that?
Oh, we can if we got time.
It depends. Depends on how fast this goes. But we're gonna fix up his exhaust.
All right. So here we are. You see that bracket right there broke.
Okay, so I just have like this little magnetizer right here, and when I'm looking at it, I feel no magnetivity or magnetism on this. So yeah, it seems like it's just stainless steel. So we'll take it up and just try to get this back together here, and then hopefully it won't break again. I don't know, we'll just run a little bead on here and kind of clean it all up. Just sharpening some tungsten for the TIG welder right now. It's a brand new little piece of tungsten. I'm using this thinner piece of tungsten here. I don't know, I don't really weld stainless that often, so yeah, try this out. Should work. So we're just using a stainless steel brush on here just to try to get the area as clean as possible. That's the most important thing when you're welding, to get good penetration, is to have a nice clean area when you're welding. So going to town on this, and then pretty much just gonna use the old areas where it broke. Pretty much just gonna put this together, lay like a little bit of a bead on here, or probably just fuse it back together, and then I might add a little bit more of a weld, like kind of where the middle area where it wasn't welded before. We'll see how that goes.
So cool. All right, there it is, Blake.
Yeah, so we just I just didn't even use any filler material, just kind of like welded it up right there. The tungsten I had on there, I put on a super small tungsten, so it wasn't putting in a ton of heat. But anyways, yeah, just kind of filled that little cracked area, and it's fused back together. We're all good now, so we'll throw it on the car, and hopefully no more rattling, right?
Yeah. All right, guys, so if you guys are looking to go to a track day and you want some good track day fluid, or you're just made of money, this is a good fluid to get, seriously.
JR says I'm made of money because I said I have like 2 bottles of it. I had 4 the other day, and I threw them in the car. But yeah, this is like $70 a quart for a liter, I think.
The mic here.
But
70
you cannot
bucks.
buy better brake fluid than that. And this does
Yeah.
matter. It's like all my car's brakes on all my cars that I've tracked are literally, the paint has gone from red on the Audi, the calipers are completely black. My M4 from Laguna Track Day, the calipers were blue. Now they're completely black, and that's just from heat. So if you don't do that, you're gonna die.
So here we are, we're here with Blake's garage, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna compare the STI against the S3. Of course, Blake, I think he's running around, what, 300 something wheel horsepower on the S3, but yeah, pretty cool, both on the same tire. We're both on Michelin PS4S's, right? PS4S tires?
Yeah, PS4S.
There you go.
235 and dirty. So, you know, that makes it go a little quicker. Then roasted brake calipers like I was talking about earlier when we were talking about that fancy fluid. These were red, they baked at Laguna. Laguna Seca kills brakes.
Badge of honor, Blake.
Yeah, badge of honor. So car's super dirty, but yeah, it's a 2017 S3 Stage 2 034 Motorsports stuff on it. Lowering springs, camber plates, sway bar, a little lockdown like subframe stuff and all that, but yeah, fun little car. Carbon intake, I can show the goods. Dirty, like I said, it's my wife's car. We don't really clean it too often. Sorry guys, it doesn't look like JR's car. JR's car is always spotless. But I do have this beautiful carbon fiber intake here, 034 Motorsports, and like downpipe is back over here. Oh, yeah. Looks pretty cool. I'll start it up. We can get some tractor noises.
And what was your personal best at Laguna Seca with this? Was it like 140? 140? 150?
146.
Yeah.
I think I did in this car.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good. That's booking.
Yeah, it was pretty good. That was fun. Yeah, this car does really good on track though. It's class. Personally, I don't think this car sounds that well, but you guys can be the judge of that. I kind of think it sounds like a tractor. Kind of tractor-y. It's kind of, it's a 4-cylinder, so yeah. 4-cylinder Audi, you know, what can you say?
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's a fun little car.